What is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking all about my favorite, glossiest, intense, wet looking highlighters. Yeah, if you guys watch my channel, you know that I love highlighters, so I'm not gonna do too long of an intro. I just want to kind of get into it. But before you leave, you should definitely subscribe. I post 3 videos a week. And if you like how this video turns out, you should give it a thumbs up. Anyways, let's jump right on into it. So I am first just going to talk about probably my favorite out of all these. And that is the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. This palette has been a lifesaver for me because I was looking for a contour palette, and I was mainly looking for a contour palette for a contour shade, but little did I know I was gonna fall in love with these highlighters. Now, this fire shade is much too dark. I actually haven't even used it, but I think it would be a really beautiful eyeshadow. Stunner, Strobe, and Lit, though, work for my skin tone. I will tell you, might sound weird, but my favorite out of all these is actually Lit, which looks like it might be too dark for my skin tone, but what I like to do is mix it with Strobe. And I'm just gonna swatch these for you guys so you can get a feel. I'm gonna stop talking about it, but these look wet on your skin. Like, these make your skin look wet, and if that's a look that you're going for, then this is exactly what you should pick up, because I fell in love with these. Okay, I'm gonna swatch them. So right here we have the lightest shade called Strobe, Stunner, Lit, Fire. Now that I see Fire swatched, I'm like, I gotta use this as an eyeshadow sometime, but yeah. So Lit and Strobe are my favorite. Mix them together, you get like such a cool look. Sorry that the brightness is different. I turned the brightness down so you could see these better, but yeah. This whole palette I believe is like $40 or $45, but if you need like a contour shade and highlighters, this is such a great value because you get like pretty decent sized pans, and you get a cream contour shade and a powder contour shade and 4 different highlighters. Next, I want to talk about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. Now, I only have the shade in Sun Dipped, and the other palette I want to pick up, they like discontinued. I think it was called That Glow or Gleam. I don't know. The one I really wanted was discontinued. So I don't know if I'll pick any of these up because this does me good, but like it comes with 4 huge pan sizes. Now I don't get any use as out of the bronze shade. Like if I was doing a super glowy look, I could use it as like a bronze topper, a bronzer topper. But yeah, these give you that super intense highlight, and I'm gonna swatch them on my hand for you so that you can see. The more golden shade right here is called Summer, and the other shade that is a little bit more pinky toned is called Moonstone. I really don't know if you guys can see them. It's kind of hard to show highlighters on camera, but that is it right there. Next, I want to talk about Jeffree Star highlighters. Now, these are known for being super intense because Jeffree Star wears like 3 highlighters layered on top of each other. Like, he loves a super intense look. And I am obsessed with these, especially like right now I'm wearing Ice Cold on my cheekbones and on the tip of my nose. But these are stunning and they're huge. These are $29. When am I ever gonna go through all this? Like, this is almost a half size in my head. So I'm gonna swatch these for you. I only have Princess Cut, Lavender Snow, and Ice Cold, but I will swatch them for you. Jeffree Star's highlighters are all super buttery. Down here is Princess Cut, Lavender Snow, and Ice Cold. They're obviously super intense. Lavender Snow, when you use it with a brush, it does sheer it out a bit. It doesn't look like lavender on your skin. It looks lavender tinted, but it doesn't look like a stripe of lavender. I would say out of all these, I love the Princess Cut shade, but the formula I feel like is not nearly as buttery. Yeah, it's just like the least buttery out of all of them. Now, it's still great and I'll still use it all the time. I can't really complain. But yes, Jeffree Star highlighters are definitely the way to go if you're looking for something super intense and super glowy and super wet looking on the skin. Like, Ice Cold is obviously the lightest shade, but just works so well for me. Next, I'm going to talk about a YouTube classic, and that is the BECCA with Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop highlighter. This is like a YouTube favorite, you know, everybody still uses this. This is so huge on YouTube. So anyways, I'm just gonna swatch it and then talk a little bit about it. Now, this isn't necessarily the most wet looking highlighter, but it is very, very glossy and has like the beautiful, crazy sheen to it. And BECCA highlighters are pretty metallic. Like, they do give you that metallic look. I would say if you're in the market for that metallic like really glowy look. BECCA highlighters are pretty good. I think they're $38, so it's a little bit pricey, but it is a pretty big pan size. Like, I won't go through all of this, especially with all the other highlighters I have. So it was worth a buy to me. Next, I'm going to talk about a drugstore favorite, and that is the Wet n Wild MegaGlow highlighting powder. This is the shade Precious Petals. They do have a little bit darker of a shade. I don't really remember what it's called, but it definitely would work if you have a darker or medium skin tone. This is great for people with light, fair to medium skin tones, but this would also work for dark skin tones. So try it out if you want to. But this is literally fantastic, and this is so long lasting. Like, props to Wet n Wild for creating this metallic, crazy, wet looking highlight that lasts all day. Like, way to step up your game. But let me swatch it for you guys. I would almost say that this is maybe a dupe for Champagne Pop, but it's a little bit more pinky, but it does have that same like peachy champagne-y tone. But this is like super wet looking, like slightly metallic, and it lasts all day on my skin. Like, I remember the first time I tried this out, I was like taking a selfie on Snapchat, put it on at 8 a.m. and this was like 10 p.m., maybe 11 p.m., maybe later. And I was like, I took the Snapchat and I sent it to my sister and I was like, Kira, look at that Snapchat. You can still see my highlight. And I was just like blown away, and I was like, this is the best $3.99 I've ever spent. Next, I'm gonna talk about another kind of drugstore priced item, and this is ColourPop. This is the shade Flexitarian. Now, this is not the only one. ColourPop has so many super intense highlighters, and then they have some more like daytime natural highlighters. But this is for my skin tone, this is kind of the only super intense one that works. This is way intense. Like, let me swatch it for you. So as you can see on my finger, it's already like boom bam. I don't even have to turn down the exposure like I've been doing before for you guys to see how intense this is. This is like my favorite ColourPop highlight ever. It's super metallic, super wet looking on your skin tone. Like, it just really does the job. Super creamy, super buttery. I love their formula, this highlighting formula that they make. Love it. This is one of my go-to highlighters for a super intense look. I'm not gonna lie, I love that I spent $8 on this and that's all it was, but it is a killer product. The last item I want to talk about is this CoverFX Custom Enhancer Drops, and this is in the shade Celestial. This is their lightest shade of the illuminating drops. I would say the only downside to these is they do dry super quickly, so when you put them on your cheeks you have to blend, blend, blend. But what I really like about this is, like, you can put it on over your foundation and then set your foundation, and this still peeks through the powder. And this is the wettest looking highlight you could ever put on your face. I mean, it's liquid, so obviously, but even when it dries, it's just like wet cheeks. Like, if you're doing like a super dewy look, super celestial, super like fairy-ish look, or just a day-to-day look, this is your thing. Let me swatch it for you. A little goes such a long way with this product too. Like, whew, again with this one, I don't even have to turn the exposure down for you guys to see this. This is so wet looking, so like dewy and glossy. Like, the only downside to these highlighters is that this is like $46. It's really pricey, but I don't know if I'll ever use this whole thing, even using it frequently, because a little goes such a long way, and it's like a lot of product, especially for a liquid highlighter. This is a lot, and not a lot of people are gonna go through this entire thing. Also, I'm slowly starting to learn that like CoverFX can do no wrong. Like, all of the products I've tried by them, I've fallen in love with, so I don't mind spending $46 on a one-time product that I know is gonna last me a really long time. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed me rambling on and on about my favorite wet-looking, glossy, intense highlighters. If you did, you should hit that thumbs up button before you leave, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I do post 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and if you don't wanna miss them, you should subscribe. Anyways, I will let you guys go. I hope you have a great morning, noon, evening, day, night, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!